I keep my goals to myself, cause whenever I share it with folks, they get a look upon their face and their memory floats to a time where their goals and the stars ain't...
What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. We're going to do predictions for this Saturday's Elimination Chamber taking place in Chicago, Illinois. And the ticket sales are not doing too well. They are not. I suspect that WWE is probably going to do a lot of comp tickets. And they're probably going to be doing a lot of tarp-offs. And they're probably going to be moving a lot of people around to make sure that that venue is full. It's going to be in the United Center. And it's not doing too hot. It's not. And that is not good. That is not good. And the United Center can hold basically, for baseball, it's $23K. For concerts, it's $23K. For ice hockey, it's $19K. Right? So we don't know if they're going to be able to bring in 20K people or 10K people. We don't know. And that's not good. Right? AEW's been that venue several times. And they've done pretty well when CM Punk was with said promotion. But again, Triple H has no idea what he's doing. This is actually a very weak card. And, you know, it's not looking good for a WWE. This is really the weakest road to WrestleMania that we've seen within the last 5 years. This is a very, very weak road to WrestleMania. And it's not good. And Triple H and TKO should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I mean, TKO, they are greedy as greedy can get. And Triple H is as clueless as can get. And it just makes no sense. But they have no one to blame but themselves. And we only have, once again, 4 fucking matches on the card. 4 matches. You mean to tell me we couldn't get 6 matches on this show? You mean to tell me we couldn't add Rusev and Obafemi on this card? Right? I don't get it. I really don't get it. All you have is the 2 chamber matches. CM Punk and Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. That's all you've got. That's all you've got. And it's like, what are you doing? Why can't you make more matches? Why can't you add more matches to the card? It makes no sense. This show needs to have more matches. There is no need to have a 4-card show. There's no need. That's dumb. You can do 4 matches in 2 hours on a random episode of Monday Night Raw. It makes no sense. It makes 0 sense. Why are we not doing maybe the Wyatt 6 and the MFTs on this card? I'm not a fan of either faction, but that would be something on this card. I mean, what are we doing, Triple H? What the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? So, we're going to go ahead and get into the match card. Let's start with Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. AJ Lee is clearly going to win this. Why would she lose this? And they're probably going to end up doing a rematch at WrestleMania 41. A stipulation of some sort. Maybe like a Falls Count Anywhere. Or a Last Woman Standing match. Or an I Quit match. Or something of that sort. Some stipulation match. That's what's going to basically happen when it comes to that. And then once that's over and done with, what do you do with Becky Lynch going forward, and what do you do with AJ Lee going forward? Because AJ Lee is hella part-time. The last time we saw AJ Lee was all the way back in WrestlePalooza, right? And she was gone for a long time. And she recently just came back to television like 3 weeks ago. And it makes no sense. She's not CM Punk. So why are you basically like a part-timer? So I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. I don't know. And she's not from Chicago. Chicago is not her hometown. So I don't know why they're building her as if she's from Chicago. She's not. So whatever. They're just doing this because CM Punk is there. So it is what it is. Moving on, let's get into the women's Elimination Chamber. The winner of that will face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania 42 for the WWE Women's Championship. The participants are as followed: Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. I think Tiffany Stratton's going to win this. You could do Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. You could. Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Raquel Rodriguez are just there to just be there. Kiana James, the same thing. She's just there to be there, and she's going to basically be the female Javon Evans in the match, along with Tiffany Stratton. I just don't see any other woman winning except for Tiffany Stratton. That's all I can kind of picture in my mind. Because Alexa Bliss is not going to win. That wouldn't even seem like a Mania match. Asuka, same thing. Kiana James, same thing. And Raquel Rodriguez, same thing. Tiffany Stratton's going to win hands down, basically. And Rhea Ripley's not going to win either. So that's not going to happen. So I don't know. Moving on. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk is going to win this. Triple H would be dumb as shit if he were to put the title on Finn Balor and to do a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is WrestleMania. This is the biggest match that you can do thus far at this point in time. That's not Roman Reigns and The Rock. Although we should have gotten that at WrestleMania 40, but that's neither here nor there at this time. But you don't want to piss off the fan base. We do not need to see a triple threat match at WrestleMania. We need a one-on-one match. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. CM Punk can wrestle a lengthy match with Roman Reigns. Roman's going to slow it down for Punk because they're both veterans, right? But this match with Finn Balor here needs to go at best 10 to 15 minutes. And this is where you have the Judgment Day show up, cost Finn Balor, and kick him out of the Judgment Day in the same night, and then explain their actions on Monday Night Raw as to why they did what they did. So that way we can get Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. And I think that's where they're going with Finn Balor. And you might as well go ahead and tell that story. You might as well go ahead and start that story with a bunch of drama going in. So I think that would be the best move, would be for JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio to screw over Finn Balor and have CM Punk win, and have Punk win maybe with like one GTS, and then that's it, and then you go home. Right? Because We all know that CM Punk is made of glass. He's very, very fragile. He's fragile as fuck. And we cannot jeopardize WrestleMania 42 at all, right? This is literally the only thing that's holding WrestleMania 42 together is Punk and Roman. That's it. There's nothing else. There is nothing else. On to the men's Elimination Chamber. The winner of that will face Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. The participants are as follows: Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso. Oh my God. I got a feeling Cody Rhodes is going to win this, but I also have a feeling they're probably going to add in Randy Orton. I didn't mention that in my SmackDown review last week, but I should have. I feel like this is going to turn into a fatal four-way, basically, if we look at it, because all these guys are intertwined. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and Randy Orton. All four of them are intertwined and linked together. And something tells me they probably are going to do a fatal four-way. Yes, it's dumb, it's stupid, but it's because Triple H is dumb and stupid. And he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing booking-wise. So I wouldn't be shocked if it is going to be a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre. Because, I mean, unless Aleister Black gets involved in the chamber, which he probably should, but we've already seen Aleister Black and Randy Orton already. That was given away on television for free last week. So why would we want to see it again at WrestleMania? I mean, I get it. So it could be a triple threat match, but part of me wants to also think it could be a fatal four-way, unless unless Aleister Black shows up, costs Randy Orton, which he probably will. Cody Rhodes is gonna win the chamber hands down. Javon Evans just in there just for spots. Trick Williams is in there, just to be there, which is great. He'll get a good reaction and everything else. He should have a good showing in there. What does he do for WrestleMania? It could be Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. I think that would be cool. You could do that. LA Knight, he's just there just to be there. Maybe he faces Chris Jericho at Mania, maybe. Or you could do Jericho and Sami Zayn, maybe. But I think with Sami Zayn, it's going to be Trick and Sami at Mania, which is fine. Because Sami Zayn has an issue with Trick Williams. Because Trick Williams has an issue with Sami Zayn and Rey Fenix. So I can see something, along the lines of that. I don't know what you do with Javon Evans going forward after Chamber. I have no idea. I don't know. And that's not good. Maybe you can try to put him in the IC title picture, which I think would be great. But I want that to be a singles between Finn and Dom, so that way they can end that feud and kind of move on from the Judgment Day and have that lame-ass faction be over and done with at Mania. So, yeah, there's that. But hands down, Cody Rhodes is going to win the Elimination Chamber. And Jey Uso is just there just to be there, right? So, yeah. Now, let's talk about the crate and who it could be. I do think it'll probably end up being Chris Jericho, possibly. It better not be Powerhouse Hobbs, a.k.a. Royce Keys or Danhausen. Danhausen is total comedy. You could put him on AAA, or you could put him in NXT. He could get away with that on both of those shows, right? I'm pretty sure that would get it over massively in AAA. So, yeah. And then NXT, you can kind of do some crazy shit down there anyway, because NXT is unpredictable and always wacky and crazy, which I like, which is why I like NXT so much. But the crate needs to be something worthwhile. It does need to be Chris Jericho. I know we've heard rumors about him having his contract frozen and stuff. I don't really necessarily believe that. We know Tony Khan is petty, but he's not that petty. I mean, again, we haven't seen Jericho on AEW television in months, and there's no point of Jericho even going back to AEW anyway. The fan base, the sicko fan base is totally over Chris Jericho, and they have been done with Chris Jericho for about a couple of years. So I think they probably started to turn on him back in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. But the crate has to be worthwhile. That's something that we'll probably get in the middle of the show. I don't know what's going to be the opening match. I would presume it's probably going to be AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Main event is probably going to be CM Punk and... No, it's not going to be CM Punk and Finn Balor. That'll be the co-main event. The main event will probably be the men's Elimination Chamber. So, there's that. But hopefully the chamber can be decent. And hopefully we can get some surprises. But I doubt any of those things I just mentioned will happen. All right, let's go over the predictions one more time. AJ Lee will defeat Becky Lynch to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And they will have a third match at WrestleMania 42. A stipulation of some kind where Becky probably will end up winning it back, maybe. CM Punk will retain the World Heavyweight Championship with the help of the Judgment Day, turning on Finn Balor, beating him up, kicking him out of the Judgment Day, and then on Monday Night Raw, explaining their actions as to why. Tiffany Stratton will win the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and Cody Rhodes will win the Men's Elimination Chamber match, and it could possibly be a Fatal 4-Way with Randy Orton being added to the triple threat between Cody Rhodes, Giga Fatu, and Drew McIntyre. But hopefully Aleister Black will get involved in that, and it'll just be a triple threat, even though I don't want it to be a triple threat at all, but it is what it is. I'm still wondering why there's only 4 matches on the card, but it is what it is. Maybe more matches will get added, but I doubt it. They're probably just going to stick with the lame, boring 4-match formula, which is stupid. We should at least have a 5th match on here, Rusev and Oba. You give them maybe a good 10 to 15 minutes to go at it and have Oba win. I think that would be decent. Hopefully with the crate situation, hopefully it is Chris Jericho. It would be dumb as shit for it to be Danhausen. I mean, Danhausen, he's really just a merch guy, basically. He's not a wrestler, right? He would be better off in NXT or in AAA. Actually, just working for both promotions, NXT and AAA. And I think that'd be the best bet for Danhausen. So hopefully the Elimination Chamber will be a good time. Hopefully WWE can fill seats, but I doubt it. Again, it's a very lackluster, boring, lame product, and it has been for well over a year now. And Triple H just does not know what the fuck he's doing. He just doesn't know. But what are your predictions for the Elimination Chamber? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.